Check 5-6. Commissioner Holzman's here.
Yeah, the agenda room.
Commissioner Roop is on. Am I coming in clear?
She didn't stay on very long after I kind of started. Then it was Murray and Dawn
I got you, Commissioner, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
no, she was gone. Lynn, well, he came a little later, but Lynn Appling was.
I'm trying to think, cause.
Probably about 10 hours.
Murray served two terms.
Murray was on.
Very lucky, 10 hours, and then go.
That was before me.
Simmons, definitely.
10 hours.
Maybe that's
I was
right.
over here for a little bit in the early. Came over in 2000. I came about the time Jeff Davis was here.
I'm dating myself now. You predate me, don't you?
Kochmeyer's here.
Good morning.
Commissioner Coleman is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is that Commissioner Hahn?
Commissioner Hahn is here, and is Chairman Roop on?
Yep.
Yes, and
Not yet.
Commissioner.
Is he? Hahn.
So everybody's here.
Okay, great.
Everybody's here.
Thank you.
Wow, the whole gang is assembled with 2 minutes to spare.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
All right, it is 11:15 according to my iPhone, so that means we can call the weekly agenda meeting for the Missouri Public Service Commission to order. Today is June 28th. It's 10:15 in the morning, and I want to ask everyone to please mute your phones if you are calling in, unless you are trying to speak so that others can be heard. And today we have 5 tariffs and new orders. But before we dive in, we need to approve the minutes from June 22nd, 2023 agenda. I know those have been distributed in advance. Commissioners, are there any questions or changes to those minutes? Hearing none, then I would make the motion. We approve the minutes from the June 22nd, 2023 agenda. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Those are approved 5-0. And just FYI, if for some reason I lose internet connection, my connection's a little shaky today. Commissioner Coleman, I believe, will just jump right in and continue, because if I lose it, it will not come back up. But got a pretty strong signal right now, so I'm going to just dive right in. But thank you, Commissioner Coleman, for being ready to do that if I drop off. So first up today, File number HR 2023-0198. This is in the matter of the Vicinity Energy, Kansas City, their small company rate increase. So back on December 16th last year, Vicinity Energy of Kansas City, Inc., they filed a letter asking the commission to approve an increase of no more than $1 in its annual operating revenues. Vicinity's production adjustment cost clause rider makes them or requires them to file a general rate case no less than every 4 years. So on June 14th, Vicinity and the staff of the commission jointly filed a non-unanimous agreement. And that agreement recommends a $0 increase in revenue requirement. That agreement states that the current revenue requirement is just and reasonable, and together with the PACC rider, will continue to support Vicinity's cost of service. So what this order does is it finds that unopposed agreement is consistent with the public interest and provides Vicinity with a sufficient revenue requirement for it to provide safe and adequate service. And I would recommend that we approve that order, version number 1. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Great. Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I'm in support.
And Commissioner Hahn.
Also in support.
Great. All those in favor of supporting that order, version number 1, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Order is approved by a vote of 5-0. Next up, we have file number GR-2022-0122. This is in the matter of Summit Natural Gas of Missouri, Inc., and their changes to their company's purchase gas adjustment, or their PGA clause, as it's known. The commission opened this case to receive the 2020-2021 purchase gas adjustment and actual cost adjustment filings from Summit Natural Gas of Missouri. The staff of the commission filed a recommendation regarding that filing back on December 14th. Summit then responded to staff's recommendations on January 18th of 2023, in which they accepted staff's non-monetary recommendation and some of staff's monetary recommendation, but disagreed with a few others. Summit and staff then filed a stipulation and agreement with the commission on June 14th of 2023. And this stipulation and agreement states that the Office of Public Counsel has reviewed the agreement and does not object to it. So what this order will do is it concludes that the ACA balances contained within the stipulation and agreement should be accepted as a resolution of Summit's 2020 to 2021 ACA audit. And I would recommend that we approve that order, version number 1. And Commissioner Coleman, what are your thoughts?
I support the order.
Great. Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I support the order.
And Commissioner Hahn.
Also in support.
Great. All those in favor of supporting that order, version number 1, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
And that is approved by a vote of 5-0. Next up is file number EA 2023-0226. This is in the matter of the application of Union Electric Company, DBA Ameren, Missouri, for a certificate of convenience and necessity to construct, own, operate, maintain a transmission switchyard in Callaway County, Missouri. On January 13th, Ameren filed its application with the commission seeking a certificate of convenience and necessity for a 345 kV switchyard and associated facilities in Callaway County, Missouri, and that'll be referred to as the Burns Switchyard. Ameren, Missouri has entered into a generator interconnector agreement with the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator, or better known as MISO, and the Show Me State Solar LLC, which will facilitate the interconnection of a 250 megawatt solar generation facility in Callaway County, Missouri. The 250 megawatt solar facility is going to be owned and operated by Show Me State Solar. And to facilitate Show Me State Solar's interconnection quest, Ameren, Missouri will construct the Burns Switchyard. So on May 1st, staff recommended the commission go ahead and grant Ameren, Missouri a CCN for the project, subject to 5 conditions. On May 11th, Ameren, Missouri filed a response to staff's recommendation in which it stated that it had no objection to most of staff's recommended conditions, but it did question the language of one condition and asked for some needed clarification on another condition. Staff in Ameren, Missouri had discussed that had discussions that resulted in staff agreeing to modify one of the conditions in its May 1st staff recommendation and eliminating the other condition. Staff maintains that the project promotes the public interest due to the relationship of the project to the interconnection of a solar project sited in Callaway County, Missouri. The order concludes that the factors for granting a certificate of convenience and necessity have been satisfied. Thus, the Commission will grant Ameren, Missouri a CCN for a 345 kV switchyard and associated facilities in Callaway County, Missouri, known as the Burns Switchyard, subject to staff's amended conditions. And I recommend we approve that order, version number 2. Commissioner Coleman
I support the order.
and Commissioner Holzman,
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer,
I support the order.
and Commissioner Hahn.
Also in support.
Wonderful. All those in favor of approving that order, version number 2, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That sounds like it's approved by a vote of 5-0. Moving on, number 4, this is in file number ER 2022-0337. This is in the matter of the Union Electric Company, DBA Ameren, Missouri, their tariffs to adjust its revenues for electric service. So on June 19th and June 22nd, Ameren, Missouri filed tariff sheets, or compliance tariffs, to comply with the Commission's June 14th report and order. Public Counsel objected to Ameren, Missouri's compliance tariffs. And their objection was that it did not believe the compliance tariffs complied with the Commission's report and order. Public Counsel's position is that the Commission allocated a $140 million increase to the customer class on an equal percentage basis, and that the compliance tariffs apportioning amounts above the PISA cap for the large primary service class as a uniform percentage adjustment to all the other customer classes goes against the Commission's ordered allocation of Ameren, Missouri's revenue requirement. Ameren, Missouri filed a response to Public Counsel's objection, where Ameren, Missouri noted that, quote, whether the LPS cap is exceeded at all and by how much cannot be known until the report and order is issued, end quote. Ameren, Missouri continues that the accuracy of the rates calculated to reflect the PISA adjustment has not been disputed by Public Counsel. Ameren, Missouri asserts that the only result of sustaining Public Counsel's objection would be to put off charging the same rates already approved. The Commission will not consider Public Counsel's objection to how the PISA statute operates and reopen the case to receive additional evidence. No evidence the Commission received would permit it to overrule the PISA statute's distribution of amounts above the PISA cap. The Commission has no discretion in how PISA statute operates. If the Commission had limited the allocation of the LPS class to 2% and allocated the remainder to the other classes, it would essentially be doing exactly what Section 393.1655.6 of RSMO already does. The Commission does not have the authority to authorize that amount above the PISA cap be allocated to the LPS class. So accordingly, Public Counsel's objection is denied. Ameren, Missouri requested that the Commission allow those compliance tariff sheets to become effective on July 1st, 2023. However, the Missouri Court of Appeals has held that any shortening of the effective date of a Commission order to less than 10 days is presumptively unreasonable. So what this order before us does, the Public Counsel's objection to Ameren, Missouri's compliance tariff is denied. Ameren, Missouri shall file exemplar compliance sheets it's filed on just June 26, 2023, as a substitute tariff sheets today for June 28, 2023. The Commission delegates full authority to approve Ameren, Missouri's substitute compliance tariffs and expedite the date that they become effective to the regulatory law judge assigned to this file. So that all being said, I recommend that we approve this order version number 2. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I'm supporting the order.
And Commissioner Hahn.
I abstain.
She is abstaining. Okay, all those in favor of supporting that order, version number 2, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions?
Aye.
So that order is approved on a vote of 4-0 with 1 abstention. Next up, our 5th file today is file number EW-2021-0267. This is the matter of establishment of a working case regarding FERC Order 2222 regarding participation of distributed energy resource aggregators in Missouri markets operated by regional transmission organizations and independent system operators. So the commission had previously scheduled a workshop to be held on July 10th, beginning at 9:30 in the morning. The workshop will include a presentation of the commission's report prepared by the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory under the U.S. Department of Energy. The workshop will also include presentations and discussions of third-party demand response in other states, particularly in regard to commercial and industrial customers. The workshop will take place in room 450 at the Governor's Office Building in Jefferson City, Missouri. Interested stakeholders may participate in the workshop either virtually or in person. The agenda for the workshop is attached to this order. And I would recommend we approve this order, version number 2. Commissioner Coleman
I support the order.
and Commissioner Holzman
I support the order.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer
I support the order.
and Commissioner Hahn.
Also in support.
Great. All those in favor of supporting that order, version number 2, please say aye.
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 Aye. That is approved by a vote of 5-0. And before we head into scheduling, is our supervising executive historian in the agenda room today?
I'm here, but I'm gonna have a pinch hitter. Ms. Boland has, information that she'd like to share.
Oh, wonderful, Miss Boland. We'd love to hear. I'm glad that you're chipping in on educating us about the history of the commission. What do you got for us today?
Well, I talked to one of our employees, Mark Oligschlager, who's working part-time. He came shortly after all of this change happened. Both Chairman Slavin and Chairman Frost were appointed in 1977 by Governor Teasdale. Commissioner Frost was appointed as the chairman, but then in 1979, he appointed Mrs. Slavin as the chairman. Teasdale had a very anti-utility and anti-commission stance at that time, so she was viewed as more of a consumer advocate. She had started an organization called HELP, which was Housewives Elect Lower Prices. She's also founded the Missouri Consumers Council, and she was a reporter for KMOV-TV, where she did a series called On Your Side that highlighted consumer issues. When Governor Bond won his election back in 1980, she was removed as chairman, and Commissioner Frost was reappointed. An interesting fact about Mr. Frost, he was the chairman when the cold weather rule became permanent for the state of Missouri, and he is still alive today.
Well, that is awesome. So basically, he implemented the cold weather rule because he kind of got the cold shoulder from the governor.
Yeah. And I had another interesting fact about Commissioner Slavin. She ran for lieutenant governor in 1976, but lost the primary race.
Huh. Well, that's fascinating stuff. Well, thank you, Kim. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Mr. Chairman,
Oh, yes, please go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to add something to that. If memory serves me correct, the cold weather rule was passed in the Missouri legislature, sponsored by the infamous Chet Banks from the 5th District of the city of St. Louis, which I then went on to represent. And during my service in the Missouri Senate, I passed the hot weather rule. So, FYI for historians.
That is, so someone should be writing this down, because in 20 years, they're going to be looking and say, hey, tell us about Maida Coleman. And then they'll do that. Well, Maida, we appreciate
That would be
Commissioner
Jim
Coleman.
Bush.
Yeah.
Jim will not be here in 20 years.
Commissioner Coleman, the citizens of Missouri, thank you for that leadership. I know that really is, that hot weather rule, just like the cold weather rule, has really impacted a lot of Missourians for the better. So thank you for your leadership on that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, Kim, you did a great job. I mean, man, you guys, you and Jim have risen the bar. We'll have to see next week who's going to take the mantle on that. But man, you guys are really knocking it out of the park with this history stuff. So thank you for that.
Mr. Chairman, Shelley Brueggemann's raising her hand. She'd be happy to do the next one.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Shelley. That's cool. So, Shelley, we'll let you take your pick of somebody on the wall there, and you just pick which one that you want to let us know about, because we've been driving this train, but maybe there's something that's interesting you. So thank you very much for volunteering. I appreciate that. So,
Without a trainless alert.
That leaves the scheduling for this. So it looks like next Wednesday on July 5th, our goal is to cancel agenda unless something with a statutory date pops up. So as of stay tuned to this bat channel, because we'd like to cancel that and move everything to the next week. But if not, it would be at 10:15 on the 5th. But we're looking to cancel that, and we'll notify everyone when and if that happens. Then on Wednesday, July 12th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. On Sunday, July 16th, running through Wednesday, July 19th, that is our National Association NARUC Summer Policy Summit. On Monday, the July 17th, we have an evidentiary hearing in case EC 2023-0281. That is Charles Harder complainant versus Missouri American Water Company. And that is going to be held in St. Louis office at the Wainwright State Office Building in Suite 105. On Thursday, the 20th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. Friday, the 21st, we have an evidentiary hearing in WC 2022-0227, Sarah Nangle complainant versus Missouri American Water Company, and that is going to be on WebEx. And Tuesday, the 26th, running through Wednesday. So Tuesday, the 26th, running through that Wednesday. I guess it'd be the 25th, running through the 26th. We have an evidentiary hearing in GR 2021-0127. That is Spire, Missouri Incorporated, their purchase gas adjustment tariff filing. And that'll be in the governor's office building in Jefferson City in room 310. And then on Wednesday, July 26th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. That is everything I have on my schedule. Commissioners, do you have anything for the good of the order or anything we need to discuss? Wonderful. Well, guys, I appreciate everyone's participation today. Hope you have a great rest of the afternoon, and appreciate all the hard work. And that will conclude our business. And I move that our agenda meeting for June 28th stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.